Picture this, a cast iron skillet singing, a jar of bacon drippings on the counter like a tiny savings account, and a pot quietly whispering bone broth secrets on the back burner. Our grandparents didn't count macros. They cooked real food, ate a couple of meals, and got on with life. Today we're going back, way back, and asking a fun question. If grandma went carnivore or keto in 2025, how would she eat? And why would your metabolism send her a thank you card? But before we begin, I'm Dr. Tony Hampton. I treat poor metabolic health and obesity by hunting root causes, not trendy fixes. Before we jump in, tell me in the comments where you're watching from and whether your family kept a bacon grease can. Yes or yes. And if you're new here, welcome to the Metabolic Health family. This is where old wisdom meets modern science, with a side of wit and a big dose of hope. Let's set the table. What did grandma actually eat? Think animal fats you could name and pronounce. Lard, tallow, butter. The bacon grease jar wasn't clutter. It was flavor, vitamins, and thrift all in one. Eggs were daily, not dangerous. Meat wasn't filet mignon every night. It was chuck roast, oxtail, whole chicken, and yes, sometimes liver and onions. There were canned fish, sardines, mackerel, salmon, straight from the pantry to the plate. Broth was currency. A chicken carcass became tomorrow's soup. Vegetables existed, but they weren't snack food in crinkly bags. They were seasonal, simple, often cooked in animal fat, and fermented on the counter as sauerkraut or pickles. Meals happened at meal times. Snacking, that was called waiting for dinner. Then came the switch. We were told to fear fat and worship convenience. Breakfast cereal replaced eggs. Seed oils replaced tallow. Snacks became a food group, and the kitchen took early retirement. We didn't get lazier. Our food got sneakier. It got engineered to be easy to overeat, light on nutrients, and heavy on insulin spikes. This is the soil where metabolic dysfunction grows. So what if grandma went carnivore or keto today? She wouldn't panic. She'd pull out the cast iron, grab what's affordable, and cook. Let's walk through a playful grandma week you can actually try. Morning 1, bacon and eggs. Scramble the eggs in the drippings, and if you're keto, add a spoonful of sauerkraut for crunch and gut love. If you're carnivore, keep it simple. Bacon and eggs. Salt to taste. Clean the skillet with a smile and save the fat like a responsible adult with a 401k. Only this account pays dividends in flavor. Dinner. Pot roast revival. Grab a chuck roast, sear it hard in tallow, nestle it into a Dutch oven, and let that low heat do the magic. Keto folks can toss in onions and celery. Carnivores can season simply. Shred the meat and sip the buttery juices. Save that tallow cap, is culinary gold. Mid-week courage. Liver, but kinder. Blend ground beef with a little beef liver, half and half. Pan sear. For keto, a quick onion pan sauce and butter. For carnivore, skip the onions and enjoy the rich, iron-packed bite. If organ meats aren't your thing, you're still invited to the party. Start tiny or use blends. This is a no-shame kitchen. Fast skillet night. Cabbage with bacon. Chop bacon, render it, add sliced cabbage, and cook until it's glossy and tender. Keto heaven. For a carnivore version, bacon and eggs again, and no one's mad. Soup night, bone broth base. Add shredded roast chicken, salt, and pepper. Keto option, a few low-carb veg like celery or a handful of chopped greens. Carnivore option, keep it meat and broth. It's basically a hug in a bowl with electrolytes. Friday fun, smash burgers in hot tallow. Press them thin, get that crispy edge. Cheese if you tolerate dairy. Keto crew can do a pickle plate with mustard. Carnivore keeps it primal. 2 burgers later, and the snack monster quietly resigns. Pantry win. Canned fish night. Sardines or mackerel. Maybe a quick mustard splash or a pat of butter. Keto folks. Serve alongside a slaw tossed with vinegar and salt. Carnivore. Butter and fish done. Omega-3s without a lecture. Notice what happened. We just built a week of meals where you stop chasing hunger. Protein and natural fats turn down the volume on cravings. You're not being good. You're being nourished. When insulin isn't constantly spiking, your body doesn't feel compelled to store everything you eat. And when you eat knows to tell. or at least stop fearing egg yolks and broth, you get nutrients that unprocessed foods can't imitate. Let's talk pantry grandma style. Butter or ghee, beef tallow and lard, salt and pepper, canned fish, and in the fridge, eggs, frozen ground beef, a chuck roast, a whole chicken. Soup bones. If you want non-animal fats, stick with olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. Otherwise, enjoy beef tallow, lard, and ghee. Add-ons: cabbage, pickles, sauerkraut, onions, celery, mustard, vinegar. And for the gear, a cast iron skillet, a Dutch oven or slow cooker, a pressure cooker if you like speed, and mason jars for broth and drippings. That's your minimal equipment metabolic clinic. Now, from a root cause lens, here's why this works. Satiety first. Protein and natural fat whisper to your hormones. We're safe. There's plenty. Ghrelin calms down, leptin speaks up, and your cravings stop negotiating like a toddler in a candy aisle. Lower insulin exposure. Fewer refined carbs and fewer snacks mean steadier blood sugar and less store this now messaging to fat cells. Nutrient density. Egg yolks, collagen, glycine from broth, heme, iron, B vitamins. You're checking boxes that fortify mitochondria, calm inflammation, and support thyroid and brain. And electrolytes. On low carb, you'll likely need more salt than you think. Grandma salted to taste and kept broth handy. That wasn't ignorance, it was wisdom. What if my family isn't on board? Simply make dinner they already recognize. Roast chicken, burgers, chili without the sugar. The keto sides be bridges, cabbage, pickles, sauerkraut, mustard. Don't argue, feed them. If grandma taught us anything, it's that taste and tradition are the best teachers. What about costs? This is the best part. Buy chuck roast, whole chickens, and bulk eggs. Embrace canned fish and frozen. Save your drippings. Cook once, eat twice. Throw bones in a pot and get tomorrow's broth for pennies. My grandma grocery rule. If the package has a cartoon mascot or 60 ingredients, leave it for the mascot. Quick break. If this is resonating, tap like so YouTube knows to show this to more families who need food sanity. And subscribe for more real-world metabolic tools. So let's land this plane. We honor new science when it points us back to old wisdom. Cook at home, embrace protein, don't fear natural fats, eat at mealtimes, and waste less. If you decide to go keto or carnivore, you're not joining a fad. You're joining your grandparents in a kitchen that cared more about nourishment than novelty. Maybe we don't need a new superfood. Maybe we just need a skillet, a roast, a few eggs, and the courage to say no to foods engineered to outsmart our biology. Old wisdom isn't old, it's proven. And remember, your metabolism isn't broken. It's just waiting for real food and a little respect.